can't accept the loss, I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to be great, and I'm not letting nobody rob me of my victory. Number one, that's what I'm meant to be. When by any means, only thing that makes sense to me, I can make nice or make history. I got that dog in me, yeah. Turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. Any up. I take on anyone. I don't need a one-on-one. Got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me. So what's up? Yeah. So what's up? I told her move over. Enough of that mediocre. I've been the man since cruising around in the stroller. I got ice in my veins like a cut in Minnesota. Why not show you how I'm built? Come a little closer. Ayy, lot of heart, been smart. Aura got a glow. We can restart, give head start, still get the same result. I'm about mine. Don't you get it confused? I'ma win again. Yeah, that's all that I do. I got that dog in me, yeah. Turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. Any up. I take on anyone. I don't need a one-on-one. Got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. What's up, everybody?
Y'all all right?
Ooh, Quay missed it. Hey, Quay remixed that thing right at the end of that thing. Y'all see how he did it? He caught me off guard with it.
Man,
I was vibing to the, I got that dog, give me, yeah.
Man,
the next thing I
man.
know, I ain't know where that came from.
Hey,
Hey, my boy, he did
I'll never
that,
be able
man.
to do it again.
What's up, everybody?
Clean, but it's all good.
Yeah, man.
Come on in the room. Go ahead and sing your song,
Oh, yeah,
man.
I got to sing my song, man. Let me cut up for a minute. Come on in the room. Come on. I see you, Westbrook. What's up, What's up, Jeff Short? Hey, Westbrook, DJ, shout out to DJ Scratch and Sniff.
Yeah, Quan Johnson in the building. I see you,
Yeah.
Sarah Perez. What's up with you? Robin
What's
Johnson
up,
already
Robin?
in here.
Yeah, y'all
Now, wait a
already
minute.
know
Now, you
what time
had the
it is.
OSHA meeting last week. Y'all had this every week.
Man, hey, y'all must ain't doing something right over there, man. Y'all know what time it is. Go ahead. You see it at the bottom screen. Go ahead and share. Man, we about to have some fun up in here.
Big fun.
Yeah, man.
Big fun.
Go ahead, my boy.
Welcome
Okay.
back to the Unbreakable Glass Podcast.
Hey, bro, you coming on some new stuff today, bro. You ain't rehearsing
Man,
that.
I'm tired,
Yeah.
and I'm
When
like
you did that little finger right there.
I'm like a little kid, man.
Oh,
like I'm
okay.
all over the place right now.
Yeah, because you caught me off guard your finger then.
You got a little girl.
Yeah.
She be sleeping.
Yeah, she do this right here. Oh, look, she do this little thing. And she like to rock. Christine, I hope you watching because I talked about you so bad, my little girl just rock like this all the time. That's all she do.
Of course, I'm going to encourage the singing.
All right. Who said
They're
that?
gonna sing, man.
Yeah,
that's
I
what they're
gotta
gonna
sing.
do.
Yes, sir, man. Go ahead and share this thing. Let's go ahead and get it popping, man. We're going to have
Yes,
some
sir.
fun.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, shout out to everybody on YouTube, man. What's up? What's up, Pruitt?
What's up with y'all?
Yeah, man. I see y'all YouTube, Facebook, y'all showing out, man. Yeah, we're going to have some good
Who on
time.
there from YouTube?
Huh? You got Jeff and you got Pruitt on here. Pruitt.
Gregory.
Yeah, man. He on
What's
here.
up, Pruitt?
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah,
You all right, man? Hey,
And those y'all are scared to tap on the live and hover over, we ain't going to talk about too bad, man. We're going to dive right into it, though. All right, come on with it, Quavo.
Hey, one time for Isaac Smith, man, and the other members of the Rico Glass Group, Jonathan and Melissa Rogers, Chick-fil-A of Starkville, one time, Be Different Podcast, At the Top Podcast, and all the other listeners and viewers, that's tuned in live right now. Those of y'all that's going to come in later on. Hey, even those of y'all that's going to watch the show later after the lights and cameras turn off, and like Rico said, y'all hovering over, the page right now. We appreciate that too.
Yeah.
Y'all don't want to click the look, and show us that y'all in the room. It's all good, but we appreciate you anyway, y'all. Y'all show much love. And last but not least, Big Sandals.
Man, shout out to God, man. Without him, none of this would be possible. Shout out to Big Sandals. Yes, sir. That's who
Big
it is,
Sandals, man.
Hey, well, look, man. Hey, we promise y'all we were not going to continue to drag this things along when we have a high-profile guest in the building. Y'all have no idea how honored I am to actually have this gentleman on the show. Let me tell you something. When I came to the Starful community, you know how I say, you heard how I said it, Starful community, I heard a lot about this gentleman, man. And I was so honored that when I...
Hold on, did you put a T on the end of that?
Starful?
No,
I ain't put no T.
Honored.
Hey, bro, let me get my words right. Bro, I was in the middle of introducing, man.
I'm sorry, man.
You know what? See, I ain't even do it, man. Look, man, go ahead and get the hand claw ready. Look, without further ado, man,
go ahead and introduce
let's
the man.
bring our guest onto the show, the magnificent, the living legend, Mr. Cheikh Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He
Yes,
in the
sir.
building. Hey, he cool. He
Man,
swagged out too, man.
I promise, man. Hey, Mr. Taylor, can you do me a favor?
What's up?
Introduce yourself.
Wait,
crazy.
listen. If I was on the stage, I would say cut the music.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that was the hottest intro. The dog in me
Oh.
with Rico and Quavo. Listen, it's gonna be lit tonight.
Okay.
Listen,
I'm hype.
Hey, yeah, you know,
Listen.
hey.
The dog in me, y'all must not know.
Yeah, I do. I want to hear you do it one time. Look, I knew it.
Oh,
I want to hear you do it
my
one time.
God.
I want to hear you do it one time.
Oh my God.
All right.
Anyway, okay, please, y'all. Don't encourage me too much.
No, I'm going to encourage you.
Shout out to my big brother, Pruitt Gregory online. What's up, bro?
Okay. Yeah, I'm super excited. Thank y'all. Yes, sir. So, man, we are pumped to have you on here, man. Like I said, I was excited when I seen, when I reached out to you. You said, man, hey, straight up, y'all. He was like, hey, let's do it. Mm-hmm. I was like, hey, from the jump. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, this that guy right here. What happened, Quay? Y'all finna get him.
No, don't do it. I had to do it to him. I had to.
Hey, Quay, see,
I had to give him a little.
I stopped being a Q dog yesterday. I'm a Mega Man today.
I had to give him a little bit, man. I'm sorry.
No, Quay starring some stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to give him a little bit, man.
Quay starring some stuff, man. Hey, Quay starring some stuff. Go ahead, Quay. Go ahead.
Man. Cheikh Taylor in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
So look, man, I got a lot of accolades that I could read off about yourself, but I'm gonna leave that to you, to just kind of tell us, man.
Listen. At the end of the day, I tell people I'm a head janitor.
Oh, okay.
And I take that in every room I go. Seriously, titles don't mean much without work.
Oh.
If I can't be who I am without a title, I ain't nobody. My blessings come from a different place. And it could easily be taken from you. So when you walk into the room, just take your people with you. That's the only thing I say.
Ooh,
Walk into the room, take your people.
But if we're talking about state representative, District 38, I cover Clay County, Lowndes County, and Octavio County. Mississippi State is in my backyard. So is EMCC. Also, too, I am the new chair of the state Democratic Party.
Come on,
What
now.
you say,
Come
man?
on now.
Look,
Come on now.
Look.
All right.
I'm proud to tell you, I'm the number one Democrat in the state of Mississippi, and I stand on that.
Ooh.
10 toes down.
Yeah, 10 toes
SOB.
down. Yeah,
SOB.
that's no cap. That's work.
Yeah.
And listen, when I got the position, it was like somebody just threw a hand grenade at me and asked me to hold a grenade. Because they didn't ask me about my resume.
Oh, yeah?
Think about it. When somebody throwing you a grenade, they don't care about your resume.
Right.
They just want you to hold it.
Did you want you to hold it?
But I'm proud to tell you that I'm from Starkville, from Needmo, born and bred.
Needmo.
Yeah.
And Brickfire, I'm also the executive director of Brickfire Project. And my mother, Helen Taylor, started the program probably 50 years ago. Myself, many of my classmates, most of the folks that you know from Starkville came through Brickfire. I'm still holding Brickfire down to this day. even though I'm pulled in a lot of different directions. But that will always be my heart.
Check, I'm gonna pause right here, man. And I've been in Star for Rico.
Star.
For 22 years now.
Okay.
And I've heard a lot about your parents. So before we dive into you, man, and you just mentioned your mom and your dad. Your mom and your dad, from what I've seen, just from time being here, and all the stories I've heard, are great pillars of the Starkville community, man. Can you just kind of elaborate just briefly?
Yeah, brother, listen.
On your parents.
Listen, I know a lot of people like that hard luck story. I don't have one. I was blessed with two great parents, both educated, both pillars of the community, both wanting better for the community. And they would tell you, when it relates to me, son, you're where you are because of the prayers I prayed for you.
Come on. Man, let me get my order.
Years ago. So, mother started Brickfire Project, and that means that childcare after school, the very first and second computerized learning centers in the state of Mississippi. Listen, we were voice over IPing with Japan back in the early 90s.
What?
I finished at Howard University about 96, about 97, 98, we were voice over IPing with the very first computerized learning centers in the state of Mississippi. Also, too, got into home ownership opportunities, work with USDA, with Brickfire Project. My mother was a catalyst for all of those things. And most people know my mother very well. But I wanted to take a chance just to kind of highlight my father very quickly.
Come on, man. Come on, take your time.
24 years in the military, in the Air Force. Never had to move. Now, in the Air Force, families are
All the time.
Never had to move. Stayed at Starkville High, from Overstreet to Starkville High, and then I went to Howard University because of my father, because he actually graduated from Howard as well. But the story about my father, he had a boxing gym here on Main Street, level 3.
Yes,
you
he
ever
did.
heard of it?
Yeah. Oh, yes, he did.
And Pruitt will tell you, Pruitt is online. Man, when we had grievances back in the day, wasn't nobody pulling out no guns.
Yeah.
We had the key. We had the key to the building.
Glove up.
And you sorted out your differences, and you found out that no matter how tough you thought you were, it was always somebody a little tougher.
Yeah.
And you figured out how to talk things out.
Became a great negotiator.
One of them Mago knots upside your head.
So and those are the things that we've been even working on now. So still working with the Starkville Police, the city police, working on getting the Police Athletic League up and running, which is the name of my had a lot to do with my father, because that's actually what saved his life growing up in New York, boxing. So listen, I'm a product of folks who poured a lot into me, and not just my parents, this entire community. That's why I'm so dead set of giving back.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows, why take time and talent somewhere else when you can do it at home?
Man, come on now.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
deep
what's
there.
up. That's what's up.
That's
Okay.
deep there, man. What's up, players? On me.
Yeah. Go do your thing.
So let's dive into it, man.
Let's get it.
So the Mississippi House of Representatives, right?
Yeah, Shark Tank.
I said Shark Tank.
Shark Tank.
He said Shark Tank. So before I get into some questions, Cheikh, I just want to know just a brief high-level view of what that is, daily operations. What does your daily, what does a day look like for you? Just kind of tell us what you do and what does that govern.
Let me give you the real.
Yep, that's what we want, bro.
I like it.
So I'm on 25 driving to Jackson, and I do it often. I envision myself going into a Shark Tank every time I jump on that road. What's happened along the years is that we've been sending Democrats that resemble sheep and lambs when we should be sending monsters. You understand? The problem is that it's hard to negotiate with people who don't respect negotiation. So I'm one of 42 Democrats, and the state of Mississippi actually has the second largest concentration of elected Democrats in the House and also in the Senate. So our numbers are great, but we still have to deal with a supermajority held by Republicans. So there's a trifecta in place. You have your governor, your lieutenant governor, and your speaker of the House. And then you're outnumbered with your vote every day. But things are different. Things are changing because now we understand that my generation has a very significant role to play. So it's either guys like me, kind of in the middle. Even though I'm in leadership in years at the Capitol, I'm in the middle. You have folks, senior members who have been there 40 years, and you got newcomers. But this is the thing, especially for young folks out there, and when I say young, I'm talking about mid-40s and under, because that's probably about the time you're getting to the being a legislator. We have to understand that we cannot compromise things we've already won.
Come on now.
Voting rights can't be compromised. Whether we're trying to get our brothers and sisters out of jail, trying to get them their voting rights back, whatever we have achieved, that can't be compromised. Some of us are so happy to be at the table, we'll give it all away just to say we at the table.
That's a nugget there.
Hold on, come back, Shaq.
Oh, man.
Run that back.
Come on now.
Yeah. Look, it was told best by me. We cannot have our people just to be satisfied being at the table, because folks who are not there for you will put you on the menu.
Wow.
And that's what's happening. So this last session was phenomenal. We didn't get a lot accomplished. We didn't. In fact, it was at our very last moment, our very last vote, we as Democrats had an opportunity to block a 3/5 vote. That means that we had to have solidarity, period.
Yeah.
And so we did. And the thing about it is, they put a bad bill back in their pocket because we were united. We were united. We made them put bad bills back in their pocket, and that was powerful.
Strength in numbers like that.
Strength in numbers.
Yes, sir.
See, the deal is they give you special projects. And these special projects are for you to take home to beat your chest and tell them how great a legislator you are. Actually, what that is a tool to divide you. If I could go to Rico and say, Rico, look, man, I got a $2 million project for you. If you vote my way, just hold your nose. It'll be all right. When we can actually be unified and bring more back and have more power and more control. It's not that we're looking for a supermajority. I don't believe in a supermajority, whether it's Democrat or Republican. I really don't. I think people should work together in making this sausage, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, again, we cannot give away and compromise the things we've already won. That needs to be the mantra from here on out. So if you're a new legislator, if you're in the middle, or you're there 40 years, it won't be tolerated any further.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
That's where we are.
Ooh, I like where this going.
Yeah.
I like where this going, Quay. I'm telling you.
I'm looking at this list of questions. I'm trying to make this thing flow. So
Yeah.
So what was the most surprising thing about your job when you first took office?
So I've replaced, and I have to say this in the most kind and gentle way, I've replaced the longest serving state representative, Tyrone Ellis. He served 38 years, and at that time that I was tapped to run in his position, when I would go see him, there was a bit of decorum in the room, a bit of honor that was unprecedented from a kid coming from a Needmo could see.
Yeah.
You get down to that chamber, sometimes you may hear music, sometimes you may hear people just standing up chattering. If they don't like what you're saying, they may just get up and leave the room.
Wow.
The decorum is what struck me the most. A good friend of mine, Kabir Kareem, always says, and I'm kind of stealing a little bit of what he says. He says that we pray. First thing we do, we pray. And then we turn around and do the most heinous things to people in that capital. So the realest thing I ever seen, and I want everybody to hear this, if you got enough votes, you can do anything you want to in the state of Mississippi.
Solidarity.
Yeah. So we have to understand what politics means. So many of us have this idea that your vote don't count, politics don't matter. But if I tell you that everything we do in that House of Representatives and the Senate actually touches everything you do as a citizen, whether it's the air you breathe, literally, whether it's the water you drink, literally, the schools you go to, the roads you drive on, the food you eat, how you travel, all of those things we touch because we handle the appropriations that comes from the feds. The feds send the money to Mississippi, we to tell you what to do with the money. And so when you get a bad person in there or a person who doesn't have your interests, believe me, you need to get rid of them as quick as possible because they touch everything that your life actually deals with.
The big message behind it, folks, is get out and vote.
Yeah.
Shit, it's simple. Get out and vote, man.
Yeah.
It's good that you elaborate on that because sometimes people don't realize, like, just being honest, in our culture, our community, some places, we don't realize the true effectiveness of voting.
Right.
We kind of confuse the presidential election with local election or state election, right?
It's different. It's
way different.
It's different. And listen, the reaction time is different. So, okay, let's say student loans that came from the Biden administration that actually forgave thousands and thousands of folks student loans. Let's talk about how the Biden administration actually bailed out all of our HBCUs that had tax issues, bond issues, things of that nature. Well, that takes years to actually eventualize. When we make a law, it's probably taking place within 6 to 8 months. So,
Interesting.
So let's say we put some extra stuff on the books. At one point in time, and this was another heinous bill. It was called the gang bill. And what it did, it added 5 years and a felony. If you were 2 or more people were assembled together, dressed alike, same colors, same logo on your shirt, and you committed a felony, that's 5 additional years.
Wow.
Now let me tell you why this is a heinous bill. Because the way it was written, man, that's your family reunion.
Right. I was about to say.
That's your church group. You feel me? That's your school uniform.
Wow.
So and we have made it a policy as Democrats not to enhance crimes. So if it's on the books already, let's just stick with it on the books. We ain't gonna give no more time because guess who it affects? It affects disproportionately folks like you and me. So listen, I'm all for obeying the law, but I'm not for adding any additional time because at the end of the day, it affects us more than anybody else.
So Shaq, look, man, you getting some love in the comments, man. One time for Lorenzo Wisdom. So real quick, and you just look at both screens.
What's up, brother?
He says, if you could change any law, what would it be?
Oh my God! It's I don't know if we got time for that, but I mean it's so many. But the laws, I give you a few. One felony that I just can't stand because I can tell you where it came from. If you look up ALEC, ALEC.
ALEC. Okay.
ALEC. And I can't give you the whole acronym because I'll mess it up.
Yeah.
But they write more legislation in the state of Mississippi than legislators.
ALEC.
And they do it in the nation. And they do it mostly in red states. So who's a part of this ALEC board? Or who are members of this group? Walmart, JCPenney's, the Bonding Association, all of these associations, and they all have self-interest. For example, one of the bills that I would strike down immediately, you go to Walmart and you bounce $100 bad check. That's a felony that makes you lose your voting rights. Who's bouncing these checks? Probably single mothers trying to feed their family. So if voting, for those who are listening, if voting wasn't so important, why would they be trying to take your voting rights?
Man, you better come on with it. You better come on with it now.
I got another one.
Okay. You got time. Tell it.
Tree larceny. Tree larceny. Have you ever heard of it?
I have not.
Larceny?
Tree larceny. That's if you own somebody's property, you cut down a few trees, you know what I'm saying? Now, look, back in the day, that's where you probably got your Christmas tree from back in the day. You know, just being honest.
Yeah.
That's a felony that allows you to lose your voting rights.
Wow.
If
If it wasn't so important, why would it be that way?
man,
Hey,
See y'all.
Man.
See. A lot of young folks and some older people think that. I mean, hey, they'll show you a picture of the hood before Obama and after Obama. Y'all seen that picture?
Mm-hmm.
And the hood still look the same. In other words, in their mind, saying that
He didn't change nothing.
he didn't change
Yeah.
anything. Well, let me ask you something. And I mean this, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful of anybody's life, where you came from, how you do it. But let's make it clear: we don't own the hood.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. It should be transitional. It should be, yes, I needed a foundation. I got a foundation, but I got training along the way. I got education along the way. I got a job along the way. And I moved my family from here to there. I'm not locking nobody. But guess what? If it was comfortable, so comfortable, why would you ever want to leave?
man.
Because we got to go to home ownership, right? Because that's the first foundation of wealth. We need to go to places and put our children in environments where we know for a fact that they're not being influenced by certain, and we know our culture.
Mm-hmm.
Come on
Yeah, we
now.
know. Yeah, let's be real about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know
Now,
it. Huh?
Come on now, ain't nobody playing. We know our culture. And at the end of the day, we cannot celebrate something we can't own. Okay?
You said a mouthful there.
So, look, at the end of the day, yeah, you're right. Obama came, Obama went, hood stayed the same. But guess what? Now you have access to student loans that you didn't have before. Now you have access to student forgiveness that you didn't have before. Now in the state of Mississippi, we have some of the largest economic development projects in the history of Mississippi right up the street. Guaranteeing jobs of over $90,000. That's at the new aluminum.
Yeah.
That I was proud to be a part of as a legislator. Okay, so listen, we got opportunity we hadn't had any before. So let's go get that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shaq, we got another one. Man, you getting major love in the comments, man. Richard Hill.
Oh
He
yeah.
said, "Thank you, Shaq, for being the backbone for producing the grant for the improvement of Highway 182." His question is, when will that project begin? If you have any input on it.
We just put some more money on that. Just secured some more money. That was it was a gap. Let me tell you about that project. It's only 2 miles, right? And we got it from the Federal Transportation Secretary Cho at the time. $18 million project for 2 miles.
Jeez.
We talk
How much?
18 million. At the time, it was 18 million. We had to go back and put some more money on it. So from Old West Point Road to Long Street. Don't that sound like our hood? Don't that sound like our place?
It do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The new face, the new entry point for Starkville, Mississippi is going to be on 182. That project will probably kick off in maybe 2 more years. To start construction sometimes is a slow process.
Yeah.
I'm proud to say we did secure the rest of the money this session.
Come on.
So
Come on. Wait.
That's what's up,
Yeah.
man. That's
Yes,
what's
sir.
up. That's what's up, man. That's good stuff, man. We got to give that round of applause right there. Okay. Hey, let's move on to Jeff Short. He's on YouTube. He said, ask Shaq about how tough is the fight with those who have long tenures and those that just glad to be at the table. How tough is that fight?
I'm not an ageist. People say you get a certain age and you need to, somebody young got to replace you. Look, we got the older, our senior members who are there. Percy Watson, fraternity brother of mine. He's a Phi Beta Kappa. He's an attorney. He's now in that group of the longest serving state representatives. He's still our backbone. Okay. Willie Bailey, we call him Papa Bear.
Papa Bear.
Papa Bear gonna give it to you rough and raw.
Okay.
And we need to hear that.
Yes, sir,
we need to hear that because sometimes we can be so smart and eloquent we miss the whole doggone picture. Look, sometimes what Willie Bailey does, he puts it where the goats can get it.
Okay.
Yeah, he put it right here for you so that you'll understand. And we have other members like that. So those senior members who are cognitive, who are able to still get down there with it and give solid wisdom, man, let's not push them out the door.
Mm-hmm.
But there does come a time when some folks actually look at coming to work because they may not have anything else to do.
Yeah.
Those are the folks that we need to go ahead and put on the highway going back home as quickly as possible, because you got to have some young lions out there now who understand that it's time to go hunt.
Yeah.
And that means we're hunting for votes. We're hunting for the right message, the right touch point, the emotional touch point to get our people to understand that it's time to wake up and do some real stuff out here. Mm-hmm. But most important is that we cannot gamble away our lives 4 years at a time.
I like how you said that.
Yeah.
Gamble away your life 4 years at a time.
4 years.
Man, that's deep.
Deep, bro.
If y'all like watching this, like just think about this. They said gamble away your life for 4 years.
4 years at a time.
And just think about what you've seen transpire in 4 years, man.
Yeah.
So emphasis on vote.
Yeah.
Emphasis on it. Big emphasis.
Yeah. Look, you got Donald Trump. And one thing about Donald that everybody loves, and including me, he gonna tell you what he gonna do.
I promise you.
And the thing about it is, folks hear it, but they are dog whistles to other people. For example, he said, once I'm reelected, I'm going to give immunity to police officers, restore immunity to police officers. What is it? Tell me what that means.
I was hoping you were going to explain it.
Go ahead.
I was going to have to ask Google, but
well, let me do it. Let me do it.
Mm-mm.
Immunity means that no matter what you do to me, right, wrong, or indifferent, beat me while my hands are cuffed, kneel on my neck until I die. If you're in Rankin County, put a broom somewhere it ain't supposed to go. Now you have immunity where you cannot be charged for that offense if Donald Trump is reelected. Brothers and sisters, please, I hope you hear me. I hope you hear me. Because, see, other cultures are hearing this and they're saying, you know what? That sounds like the good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like the good old days. And we want the good old days back when people knew their place. That's why we got to go vote.
Oh my God! Wait a minute.
Getting deep.
Hey, you come with some stuff now.
Boy getting deep.
Ooh,
He getting deep. It's getting real in here, man.
Because I mean, just to be completely honest with you, like your typical person, like when you hear that, if you're not familiar with that term, if it's not broken down, 9 times out of 10 you're not gonna go look it up. You just
like, okay, yeah, nice little soundbite. It goes on, goes off.
Right.
When he says that I'm going to restore immunity to police officers, he's not talking about the good cops. Good cops don't need immunity. It's the ones who are out there who are organizing. And listen, this ain't nothing I'm making up, guys. You go back and Google this yourself. The FBI had a report that says just about every form of law enforcement has been infiltrated by white supremacists.
Every form.
Every form. So in Jackson, we have Capitol Police. Actually, you probably heard the story. It's a big takeover. And part of that takeover was expanding Capitol Police. Capitol Police is under the purview of the governor. So they took it from our Democratic mayor, and they say, you know what? In fact, you talking about the brother asked about legislation I wish never happened. What if I told you? I'm telling you, my job is so doggone interesting, man. I get excited.
Yeah, I like
I'm
it.
sitting there like a little kid.
I feel like a little kid. I got this good word to say. What if I told you that crime and the lack of infrastructure, and I'm going to do rabbit ears. I don't do rabbit ears a lot. But crime and infrastructure is a Trojan horse so that the state of Mississippi can come take over your city.
Hold on, you got to run that back, man.
Let me do it.
You got to break it down.
Let me do it.
You got to break it down.
Let me do it.
Ooh, this getting crazy. I like it.
You got to break it down, Shaq.
There is probably no place in Mississippi that has great infrastructure. That's water, sewer, roads, bridges. Nowhere. You're going to have a failing bridge somewhere in Octavia County. You're going to have water and sewer lines that need to be dug up and replaced because we're getting contaminated water. And if you look at the EPA results, there's no one who's doing it really, really well. I'm just going to be honest with you. And then we had all of this money that came from the feds that allowed us to start restoring this stuff. Cities got it, counties got it. And so we're just starting that process. But if there's a failing process that the state of Mississippi identifies, maybe you're on the coast. Maybe you're in one of the blackest towns in America, Jackson, Mississippi. Maybe you are wanting to make sure that downtown Jackson is gentrified. Y'all following me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you use crime. Now tell me, what areas of crime not affecting? Who doesn't have exasperated and large amounts of crime? We got it everywhere.
Everywhere.
It just goes underreported in some areas. Underreported. So if they put that thing together and say, you know what? You ain't doing right by your infrastructure, your crime out of control. We gonna take over your city. We gonna take over your county. And we're gonna replace. You're gonna have your leadership. They just ain't gonna have no money to do it. We're gonna keep the money. We're gonna fix the infrastructure, and we're gonna tell you what to do. But you elected somebody to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest gangsters you ever seen, brother. I'm telling you. That's why.
Man.
That's why.
Bro, me and you sit here like story time.
Look, and y'all know I
Hey, we
ain't know
locked
him.
in.
Y'all
We
know I
locked
know him
in.
like this quiet.
Hey, we
I
locked
promise.
in, man. Hey, I want to show some love to Abdullah, man.
What's up,
hey,
dude?
real quick, we're gonna get some of these questions in, man. No, it doesn't read the whole thing on that, Shaq, but he says, does Mississippi government have a future plan for improving the capital city, Jackson?
Yeah.
Such as roads, old buildings, etc.
Sure they do. But listen, let me put it in perspective. And listeners, I need y'all to hear me on this one.
Talk, Doc.
When you have been systemically underfunded for 20, 30, 40 years, underfunded.
Systemically
underfunded. That means you ain't never got your just due to fix infrastructure, roads, bridge, sewer, water.
So, side note, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought the lottery in.
Ooh.
So look, real talk. I voted against the lottery when it first came out,
Okay.
and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm
Talk.
gonna tell you why. The lottery bill that we were promoting at the time did not have education in there. Now, what state education wasn't the first thing that was funded.
Right.
Lottery bill. 100% of ours went to infrastructure. We got in negotiation and we said after $80 million, then the next dollar would go towards education.
After 80 million, though.
After 80 million. Okay. Well, I'm here to tell you, 80 million ain't nothing. It's a drop in the bucket when it comes to us fixing roads and bridges. It's nothing. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a $400 million problem annually, and that does not include repairs. So you're gonna constantly be behind the 8 ball, even with the lottery. So let me ask you something. Would you rather fix a problem or put a Band-Aid on it?
Definitely want to fix it.
Okay. So in doing it in this type of manner, you're not fixing anything. You're not fixing anything. It feels good. I go play the lottery. I love it. But I have a fundamental difference in saying that why in the world is the language in our lottery in the state of Mississippi only profiting those who are in infrastructure, roads, bridges, sewer and water? And why is it that after $80 million, we're talking about giving $1 after that to public education?
Mm-hmm.
But can I go a little further?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Keep
please
going.
do.
Keep going.
But we say public education, but we find that there are so many charter schools and private schools that are buried in those bills that we find out later on that may have about $40 million for them.
Hold on.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Listen.
Don't be sorry. Look, matter of fact, this your show. Me and Quay just
Hey, we just
we just hit.
man, we'll sit Indian style on the mat.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? It's story time.
No.
You feel me?
Educate us,
Wait a
man.
minute.
I'm telling you.
Wait a minute. Run that back, Check.
Listen. For the viewer who said, "What would I change in when it comes to legislation and bills?" The part that I also would change is how we get bills. Brother, we get 300-page documents 30, 45 minutes before we vote on it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now, tell me, first of all, tell me why that would be the case. Why would you give a legislator 122 members, 42 of those members are in the super minority? You hand them a document saying, hey, listen, this is the bill. Let's vote it up or down. I ain't read.
Right.
I hadn't read the bill. I read the cover. I read the new language. I'm trying to suffer through it as quick as I can. And on top of that, we get 4,000 bills every session. So for 90 days, we're viewing 4,000 bills.
4,000 bills?
With 3 0.
4,000 bills. So you're in a situation where you're a step behind, less informed, not part of the conversation to make the gumbo, right? And then you're asked to vote for it. So when we're organized and we're unified, we could say, read the bill. We could say, nope, we want the bill recommitted. We want to table the bill. Things of that nature. But you have to be organized to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we have not been. But I'm telling you, there's a change coming. I see it, I smell it, and I'm excited about it. Because just like that intro that you had talking about the dog, brother, I'm trying to make sure that anybody who's near me has that same tenacity. Because that's what it's going to take. Look, we could be cordial, but you know who preaches peace? Those are the folks in power. Folks in power are always talking about peace. But we need to talk about liberation.
Let me get get my oil.
So how can we be peaceful? And I'm not talking about rioting and burning down stuff.
We understand you die.
But we're talking about the type of discourse that's necessary that folks understand throughout the country of the problems we're having in Mississippi. And we can't do that quietly. We can't have a silent, peaceful conversation when we're sitting here trying to be liberated. So in order to do that, once we are liberated, we could be peaceful.
Ooh, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. So it just is what it is. You know.
Ooh, boy, hey, look, I'm gonna tell you something. You told me you were gonna bring it, but I ain't know it was gonna be like this.
It's got to be.
Yeah, like see, this is like this needs to get out there. This is form of liberation here.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm here.
Yeah,
that's why I'm here. That's why I drove from Jackson, Mississippi, because you have an audience that I need to speak to.
Yes, sir.
See, we can't.
That's love.
Look, I'm gonna be on Super Talk. I'm gonna be on Super Talk sometime this week, and I know that a particular segment of our folks will hear that, but I need to be here.
Yes, sir.
So that our people can hear.
We appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Man, that means a lot right there, man.
A whole lot, man.
A whole lot. Okay,
Man,
okay.
I don't even know what question to ask.
Hey, because when I tell you he's coming, Clay, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for it. But I mean, they've been showing a lot of love.
Man.
I'm struggling because I'm listening to you. I've been. Hey, don't take this the wrong way, y'all. I ain't been looking at these comments. Quay been looking at them. Because, man, the nugget you been dropping, and these folks are asking some great questions out here. Oh, somebody got a great question. Said, hey, will you run for governor one day?
I don't know if that's in the cards.
Okay.
Let me tell you what I'm doing now. I'm in the infrastructure business when it comes to the Democratic Party. As chairman of the Democratic Party, I'm responsible for making sure that we have similar messaging, that we have quality candidates, that we can get that message, that when we show up, we're polished, that when we show up, we know the position, that when we show up, we have from our churches to our child care centers to all of our resources mapped in our community, so when it's time to get that message out, we're able to do it. Mm-hmm. I would say this. Until we get the infrastructure right, it'll be very difficult to have a statewide candidate to be a Democrat. Now, Barron and Presley came very close, within 3 percentage points. And to be honest, he did a yeoman's job in that campaign. But listen, we got 4 years now to our next candidate. Well, actually, not 4 years. On the ticket that's coming up, we have our presidential election with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. We have Ty Pickens, my brother, who is running for U.S. Senator.
Let's write these down.
Ty Pickens. Let me just take a second to tell you about Ty Pickens. Ty Pickens is, first of all, he did me a great honor, a great service. We had a situation where the gentleman who was running for state auditor. I believe it was state auditor. In my mind, as far as the guys, we're a little older. Ty Pickens, the guy couldn't qualify. I asked Ty Pickens if he would run, and he did. He did me a great. Ty's the kind of guy that runs to the fire, not from the fire.
Come on now.
Ty is a military veteran, 2 or 3 tours. The brother is a Georgetown graduate, a Georgetown law graduate. Then the brother turned around and took his law degree to sue for black farmers in the Delta and won. That's my type of candidate, right?
Running to the fire.
Book author. So if you out there Googling stuff, look up Ty Pickens. The brother is actually from Rolling Fork, Mississippi.
Yes, sir, man.
And so he's the type of homegrown, left the state, got his feet up under him, got some resources, brought it back, helped his people, and now he is the sole Democrat running for U.S. Senate. We also have our long-serving Congressman, Benny Thompson. And here in our area, this is not Congressman Thompson's district per se, but he's our only African-American representation. And so we give him a lot of honor and praise. He's also on that ballot. And then we have another candidate running for the House of Representatives, Blackwell, a black female out of North Mississippi, who's going to do a great job as well. So every 2 years, we're having candidates run. But to kind of wrap up that question, if we don't get the infrastructure part right, and we don't attract, man, let me tell you something. Since I've been chairman of the Democratic Party, do you know we've had 7 other states help us raise money here in Mississippi?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. New Mexico.
Helping good old Mississippi.
New Mexico, Utah, California.
Now you shocked
Louisiana.
with Utah. Okay.
Yeah. Because they see a need. And so where we were stagnant, because it ain't but maybe about $5 million in Mississippi that you go get. I'm just going to tell you. The Mike Espy campaign raised $17 million. And so you know he couldn't do it all in Mississippi. Brandon Presley could not do it all in Mississippi. So my job is to also make sure that we're having linkages and connections and relationships with other states that can help us raise this money. So that's one of the more proud things that I've been able to accomplish, is because not only is it good to articulate our needs, but you got to bring that passion so they can understand how you feel about what you're doing, and that we're hurting here. You know, sometimes when you're hurt for a long time, you don't even feel it like you used to.
Ooh.
It's every day.
Man.
And you get used to it. It's just okay.
Yeah.
You know, because you had that limp for a long time.
Yeah.
So you want long to walk with that limp. But look, I came from a grandmother who didn't believe in a whole lot of modern medicine. She'll just whoop you behind and tell you won't have to walk straight after that. So that's what we're doing now. We're having to whoop a little
saltine crackers and the ginger ale, and the price is right. Matlock, Perry Mason, Colombo. You watch that. So real quick, Shaq, man. And I want to make sure we have enough time to do this. So it's open forum right now. So you drove from Jackson here today. Is there something while you was driving here that you know, like, hey, I probably want to touch on this, or if they ask about this, I'm going to go this way? Whatever it is there something that you wanted to get out there? Is there something burning on your heart, man, that you wanted to tell our listeners and viewers? You know, whatever it is, it's open forum right now.
Well, you know, it's one of the things that drives me crazy When I come home, it's always a death, a shooting, something along those lines. And I never forget, I was at Westside Park with some other elected officials, and a young lady said, she said, Representative Taylor, now look, I ain't talking about you. Now, you know when they say that, they talk about you.
Oh yeah.
We elected you to be a leader. What are you going to do about the crime, with the crime rates and things of that nature? And it really took me back. It took me aback because, I told you a story about my dad, having the boxing ring and how we sorted out issues. And that came from a place because I'm concerned about how we're raising our young men. Listen, whenever you got to reach in your pocket before you're able to conversate about a conflict, it shows that your negotiation skills ain't impact. And it may show, because look, man, I ain't too far from the stuff that's going on in the streets. Because listen, I'm real, for real.
Yeah.
You'll see me places and, man, what are you doing here? Yeah, I'm here. But the problem is that our young men are not able to handle conversations anymore and disagreements. And sometimes what's happening is, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, guys, this is Cheikh Taylor talking, there is no more rites of passages for men. There's no gauntlet, no building process where we're breaking down and building up. Because that's what men have to do. Mm-hmm. You have to go through some things. In every culture, every society, there's always that process. But we have almost been over-nurtured, overprotected.
Ooh,
okay?
I like where we going.
I like where you going.
I like where you going.
Here you go.
And listen, let's not forget that men have to go through a process of going from a boy to a man.
Yes, sir.
And we're missing that step along the way. And that step is rooted in what we're doing in our home.
Come on.
And what we allow to happen on the outside. I'll give you a prime example. I heard a brother tell me one day, look, man, I got my family intact. I got mine good. Yeah, but you need to worry about your neighbor and help your neighbor. Because when your child leave out your house, your neighbor got more influence than you do. Mm-hmm. Your neighbor's child got more influence than you do in your own house. And you're a solid brother.
Hey, one time for Milton Smith, I see.
You have to be concerned about your community.
Yes, sir.
Especially if you have children. Because if you're turning them out to a community that's not loving and nurturing and caring, that's your fault, not the child's. Mm-hmm. So we got to get back to this idea of
community.
Correcting.
Okay.
Correcting. Listen, young man, you can't be doing that. Young man, listen, I need you to stop by my office for a minute. Young man, listen, I'm going to come to your game because I need to check on you. Young man, and I'm not excluding the ladies now. I'm just talking about the men right now. Mm-hmm. Just so please don't get it twisted. We need to make sure that we're following these young men from childhood to college. Look, man, I ain't got a lot, but I'm going to take care of your books. See, that's a different type of love, right?
Right.
Because what we experience is once you get in trouble, hey, you need to call Representative Taylor.
It's almost too late then.
Right. When you could have called me before, or better yet, if I got a real servant's heart, I'm already there working with them anyway.
Right.
So we got to get out of this isolation mode where we think that we just have it all together in our homes. Just because you got food, just because you got a nice car, just because you're paying for tutoring and all this stuff, remember, the outside world most likely has more influence than you do in your home. Mm. So we ain't working outside of our homes. We're not really protecting our children.
You know what? That is so powerful because we hear. I mean, I'll be honest. I do a lot of mentoring with the football team. Mm-hmm. Right? Matter of fact, your son.
That's right.
And it was like, I think it was his senior year when I finally started getting out there, and I met him and whatnot. Man, I didn't know who he was until I found out who he was, and I'm like, oh wow, But anyway, long story short, what you're saying is so prominent because you hear so many people say that. No, I'm good. That's all I'm worried about is my family. But you just put it in such a perspective that I'll be honest, myself haven't even thought about it. Yes, your family could be good, but at the end of the day, when your child leaves your home, you still want to have an ideal of what type of environment it comes, and it's still on us.
Right.
And it's kind of what has happened today. We've become so isolated, so selfish to where we're not even thinking about our fellow man.
That's right.
All we're thinking about is me, I. Singing do, re, fa, so, you, whatever the case. That's all we're doing. Thinking about, personally, how we're living without thinking about the community. And I think there's such a great perspective to take and a nugget take from here. I also want to elaborate on what you talk about, the boys to men thing.
Yeah.
Like you said, some of these guys you can't even talk to, they want to go in their pocket. And I'm be honest with you, I like the way you said it, but the truth of the matter is, I think they too emotional, man.
That's really the answer.
Yeah.
And we could break it down as far as you want to go, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, and I'm not blaming any single mother for doing what you got to do to raise your child.
Yeah.
But please know that if it's a male child, he need to know what to be hungry.
Yep.
You know what to need to be cold.
Yep.
Listen, you got to go through a process in order to own your manhood.
Yeah.
And I just really fundamentally believe I was a tough father, and I know that, and I ain't cried one night being tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because the challenge is for you to do the same thing with your child.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that's deep. That is deep.
Man, Richard Hill has a long. It
is pretty long. It ain't gonna fit on the screen, but you can put it up there.
Richard done went off over here. He said,
My brother, yes.
He says, Representative Taylor, I'm gonna read this whole thing. Well, most of it. I'll try to paraphrase some of it. He said, what will be the purpose of the, you know what, I'm going to do this in sections, man.
Okay.
What will be the purpose of the Needmore Center? All right. Go ahead with that.
Well, it's I don't know. That's the city. Well, let me say I don't know. I don't know if, so this is the background of Needmore Center.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you had the park, and then you had the facility.
Mm-hmm.
And the facility was used for after-school programs and things of that nature. And the city, once they remodeled it, saw it best to cut it almost a half or almost a third of what it was. I don't understand the rationale of that. I don't. I will tell you, though, that our local parks would be better than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
That there would be, in some areas, covered basketball courts. I ain't never
Covered. Okay.
Brother, I ain't never.
Wait a minute. Do what now?
I ain't never played on a covered basketball court.
Okay.
And we burnt up. It was just hot.
Man, what?
Yeah.
And listen, it for the young folks coming up, just be thankful. 'Cause I don't know if that's gonna help you or hurt you, but I do know you're gonna be able to shoot a lot more shots than I did.
Yeah.
But the purpose of the Needmore Center, I think we're going to really have to have that conversation with the Board of Aldermen.
Mm-hmm.
Needmore is a special place. Needmore. At one point in time, you had your, your first black postal carrier. You had a ton of principals. Man, listen, and I ain't trying to go back too far.
Mr. Lala.
Mr. Lala.
Yeah.
Sir.
Mr. Glenn McGee.
Man, shout out to Peter Carl Austin, whatever follow there.
That's right. That's still holding it down over there.
Still holding it down over there.
Listen, when we used to, for 4th of July, when the kids would get together and pop firecrackers and everything like that and leave all that stuff and, all that paper and stuff in the street, our principal, Glenn McGee, would come to every household with a child and knock on their door and say, I need Cheikh Taylor to come out and help clean this mess up. I need Leonardo Thompson to come out and clean this mess up. I need...
Not.
and guess what? You got your butt out of bed and you really did it. And nobody said a word.
Right. And they what?
They wasn't. No parent argued. No parent had, let me go ahead and call them. Let me go ahead and get them on out the bed. Or son, go ahead, hit a broom. Can you imagine that today?
Man, no. Boy,
Man,
you get cussed out at the first house.
Okay.
So Nemo is special because we had so many educators, so many first professionals, that it was easy to find your mentor next door. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
And so when our community started, when we got a little more affluent, a little more money, my parents still in Nemo. Of course, you may move out. You may go to another community. But imagine the impact of having a role model next door. You saw your principal, so you wanted to be one. You saw your the first African with the biggest house in Nemo.
Yeah.
So you wanted to be one. You understood that if you could touch it, you could beat it. And so these are the issues we're having, is that when we're selecting where we live, who we live by, our communities, Lord knows that we do still have a responsibility. And listen, I'm all for making sure that everybody is educated and safe and all that. I'm not knocking anybody. But at the end of the day, we still have a responsibility.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to jump into kind of this next segment. I call this rapid fire. Okay. Man, I got about 5 questions, and I'm going to ask you.
Let's go.
And you know what I'm saying? You just, whatever off the top of the dome, you let me know.
Uh-oh.
All right?
Oof. Okay.
All right. Cheikh, give me a few of your pet peeves.
Pet peeves.
Yeah.
Well, if I see too much chaos, I say it's organized.
Ooh, my God.
Okay.
Yeah, I say it's purposeful and organized. That's one of them. You walk into a situation and everything all over the place has been systemic, been there for years. It's intentional.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez.
Ain't none of this stuff just the way it is. Cause no.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Talking about your eye opener there.
Message.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Second one.
Okay.
Which moment would you most likely want a do-over for?
Man, that's a good question because to be honest, for years I would tell you I miss my era.
Why would you say that?
I was born in the I would say, man, you folks who know me know I've said it a million times. I really thought that I should have been born in the civil rights era.
Oh, okay.
And
I can see that.
With sit-ins and
I can see that.
demonstrations and being an activist, until I realized that stuff is happening probably more today than ever before. See, there's an intentional rolling back of the clock that folks like us in this room have to protect against. So yes, and let me tell you something else. I had a good friend of mine. He's older. He's a real good Democrat and a fraternity brother of mine. And he, the kind of person who will put their finger in your chest and challenge you.
Yeah.
See, we need people like that. And he said, "Man, compared to your mama, you ain't nothing." And I said, "You know what? She reminds me of that from time to time." And he was talking about their accomplishments that they had in the 60s and 70s. And I said, "Yep." I said, "You're right." I said, "But we had a different type of Negro back then." When my parents and some of the community leaders like Morris Kinley and Dr. Connor and Dorothy Bishop, when they will assemble folks didn't ask why. You didn't need a dissertation why, because you respected leadership and you understood that we all in this together, that together we can strike a mighty blow. Now we're so sophisticated that when you say let's assemble, well, what's in it for me? And you wonder why we so easily picked off. So, yeah. So I would always say that I was born in the wrong era until I realized that civil rights is going on right now, that we have more at stake now of fighting for what we fought for maintaining that while still pressing forward. Because equality is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for equity in this world.
Come on now. Come on, somebody.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Man, it got me motivated, man. I'm finna
You really
just
run
go
through that
home and
wall.
tell my kid, get up, sweet mom. Go outside and tell the cicadas to be quiet.
That's right. Everybody go get one off the tree so you can sleep tonight.
Tell them shut up. All right. Okay, so we talked about a do-over. So what is one of your most prideful moments?
Outside of family, and I really try to keep family private. I don't do a whole lot of chest pumping and chest beating. I just think, look, as a father, your number one responsibility to lead your kids to God. If you do that, if you do that right, you won't have to feed them. Feel me?
That's good. That's good.
Y'all don't hear me with that, but anyway.
So I can stop feeding my little girl.
Hey, listen. God gonna figure it out. He gonna figure it out. He gonna figure it out.
Heavenly Father, right now,
Jesus. But anyway,
close your eyes by your head right now. Just went to Walmart, Jesus.
But as far as the my career path, it's the Medicaid expansion bill. Guys, I was supposed to be in Taiwan when that was happening. And I was selected by a small group. I was selected with a small group from the vice chair of the National Democratic Party. And so 10 of us was going to, 10 of the chairmen for state parties over the country, 10 of us was going to Taiwan. Missed the flight. The itinerary said 1 p.m., the flight left at 1 a.m. Okay.
Wow.
So I'm back home. It was still during the session. And the Medicaid vote came up. One of my proudest moments, I was called to the speaker's office, and I was Jason White, who's our speaker, and Jason White is a former Democrat. I think he has a lot of good intentions. I think that for the most part, he's done an excellent job. But I've never been so proud to walk in his office and start this process of telling where Democrats were. He said, Cheikh, listen, if I needed to, I could pick off 7 or 9 Democrats to vote with us. I said, yeah, but you need 31. He looked. And then he said, listen, man, it'll never come back. I'm trying to hold my Republican Party together. Medicaid expansion will never come back again because they're going to think that no matter what we do, Democrats are not going to approve of it. I said, well, let me tell you this. On this issue, since I've been here since the Philip Gunn administration, Democrats have never been more unified. I walked out of that room. 5 minutes later, the Speaker of the House called recess and recessed the entire chamber. 2 hours later, they came back and the chairman of Medicaid recommitted that bill. And we didn't even have to take a vote on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Wow.
So powerful.
Wow.
And let me tell you why, just so folks don't get it twisted, because some people say, "What do you mean?
Talk about it."
Yeah, what do you mean? You this bill that the Republicans were promoting was never going to happen. It had a component in there, a work requirement, that if you wanted Medicaid, you got to work 20 hours a week. And listen, we could have held our nose to some of that, but the federal government was going to kick it out. Historically, they never really approved it. Okay. Then there were 5 other measures, 5 other hurdles in there that would have to take place for them not to kick it out. So it wasn't going to happen. And then the last part is, it was all dependent on Donald Trump being reelected. Because if he gets reelected, then he would pass a work requirement. But let me tell you who that hurts. Now, my mother is 77 years old, has retired, has had some setbacks with her health. You gonna make Helen Taylor go back to work for Medicaid?
Man, okay.
Y'all feel me on this?
No, I feel you. Because I'm thinking about, like, my grandmother's 81 years old. So you mean tell me for her to get health care?
Talk to me now.
She got to go work 20 hours a week somewhere?
Talk to me now.
And you got to think about where these they came from. Like, a lot of them have worked hand and feet to get there. I'm talking 30, 40, 50 some years just to rest, and now you want to put it to where, okay, you got to work 20. Oh man, yeah, you got me fired up on that one.
I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you something a little different too.
Okay.
You know who were some of the biggest, some of the folks who, y'all been down South Montgomery?
Yeah.
And you saw those really nice retirement homes?
Yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful. What if I told you a lot of those folks on Medicaid?
Whoa.
Without a work requirement. What if I told you that they can hide almost all their income and show about $70,000 to be able to be on Medicaid and end up there without a work requirement? But you're gonna let my mother, your grandmother, have to work 20 hours a week.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if you ever feel the need to ask me why, that's it.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Mm-hmm. I am with that. Me and you gonna be pretty good friends, man. I tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Cause that's ooh wee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deep.
For sure.
That's deep, man. I'm glad you did that.
For sure.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. No.
Go ahead. I see you got some more
I
questions.
got 2 more questions for you, bro. All right. The next one is, what is a lesson that took you a long time to learn?
Oh, that's a good one.
You're always underprepared when you're negotiating with the devil.
Say that one more time.
You're always underprepared when you're negotiating with the devil, because there's depths that you will not go to that they will gladly go to.
Man, I gotta write that down.
Man, I tell you what.
See, sometimes we think the devil is, pitchfork,
Talk
long
about
tail,
it. Talk about it now.
all of that.
Talk about it now.
And along the way, I've changed my philosophy when it comes to politics. The Bible talks about wrestling against flesh, right? I would tell you that the devil is in the details, and the details are in the policies and the legislation. So we wrestle with the devil every day when we go to work.
Calm. Yeah. You should have told. I would have came. But get my iPad. I ain't bring my pen. He taking us to school today. He taking us. The devil's in the details.
And the
details in the policy.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So now you don't even know who your oppressor is because it's written in language now.
I need to start reading my terms of condition when they ask me to sign it real quick. Everybody just say I accept. Mm-hmm. You need to start reading them terms and conditions.
Yeah. Look, if you I don't know if it's Netflix or Prime. Watch the show called Amy is Awful.
Amy is awful. Yeah, quite right there.
And it talks about how we sign away our life very quickly. And you just got to watch the show. You'll be.
Amy is awful.
Amy is awful.
Okay.
Amy is awful. Mm-hmm.
Got to check that out.
Amy is awful.
Yeah.
Got to check that out. Okay. You gonna do a unbreakable moment? After
Man, we can.
Question?
Yeah, go ahead. I get queued up.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
So last question we gonna ask you, man, Representative Cheikh Taylor, is how do you want your loved ones to remember you?
Very interesting question. They never stopped. So
That's good.
I would tell my son, and everybody plays football want to go to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell my son, live your life so that if you did go, it'll be a footnote in your life.
Footnote. That's powerful. Just a footnote.
This is a footnote. This is a footnote. And I got this philosophy. I got paired up with this guy. He was actually a U.S. congressman. He went to the Horned Frogs.
TCU?
TCU.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Played ball at TCU, did some time in the NFL, became a U.S. congressman. And he'll tell you that people ask him less about playing in the NFL. So that's his footnote when his real work was being a U.S. congressman. To me, you live your life in chapters that should be progressively better. So for me to be remembered, it would be like, you know what?
Bro.
This is the start. And it wasn't nothing but a ... until he was 6 feet under. So yeah, Let me say this.
Man,
Let me say
talk,
this.
talk,
Let me say
bro.
this. Let me
Talk,
say
bro.
this. And this is for all my young folks out there, and even folks my age. When I took this position, the person who was supporting me said, "Brother, I'm going to shoot you to the moon. I'm going to shoot you to the moon." And my philosophy now is, thank you, but I'm going further than that.
Ooh.
And that's not me being cocky. That's me
Yes, sir.
believing
Yes, sir. Come on.
that whatever's going on now is a footnote. And as long as I have that mentality, then I will grow spiritually, financially, in my community. And I'm bringing my community with me.
Mm-hmm.
Every room I'm in, you with me. So at the end of the day, yeah, the moon is there. Let's go a little further. Let's go a little further.
Man, it's awesome. Man, Quay, we ain't doing no unbreakable moment on that. I wouldn't dare downplay half that it just
That's
went
awesome, man.
I wouldn't dare do half that.
I like what Lorenzo Wisdom said right here, man. So tell him on behalf of the viewers, I'm so grateful and honored to be tuned in to absorb this knowledge and wisdom. And I concur with Lorenzo, man. Who is this? Pruitt.
Yeah, prove it.
Pruitt.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Yeah, man. Hey, best episode so far, hands down. Hey, appreciate that love, Pruitt.
Man, appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir, man. I gotta say this, man. I gotta say this before we get out of here, man. And this, I'm just being real right here and transparent, Rico. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Come on, brother.
Bro, Cheikh, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Me and Rico was almost down and out for today, man. I don't know what it is or what it was about this week. Man, we was tired, bro.
Okay.
We was. You can attest to this.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
We was. We looked at each other
Yeah.
like, bro, we woke out, man. You know, we just sitting there and man, me and Rico, we always, you know, come in, we joke, we laugh, we talk. We were just sitting here silent, like just. Like, man, we don't Representative Taylor to pull up, man.
Yeah.
We'll get through this, man. We're going to go home and lay down, bro.
Yeah.
But, man, you have come in here, and it's like this energy, man. It's like this energy you brought into the studio. We have life now. Man, you've dropped so many nuggets, so much wisdom. I think Robin in here said,
I got you right here.
What she said, I hope this made people who aren't registered to vote to want to register.
Look,
You feel what I'm saying?
it's
Look at Mike Randall said, "What the church music?" Nelly Thornton said, "I'm very impressed."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this you, brother, like keep doing what you're doing.
It goes both ways, though. Seriously, you two being here also did the same thing for me, and so that's what we have to do with each other. We have to be in situations and rooms where, look, if you got a couple of kids, you got a wife, you got a girlfriend, you living life. Yeah, you tired anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're stressed. And we are in a culture that teaches us to grind. And the root word of grind is actually to pulverize to nothing. Think about it.
Pulverized to nothing.
To grind something.
God, dog, I swear I ain't never thought about that.
Yeah.
But you absolutely right.
Look, one of the best
Bro.
quotes. One of the best quotes, and I can't remember the guy who did it. He said those who work he said those who work all the time never have time to make money. So anyway, while we talk about grinding, sometimes we have to pause.
Yeah.
Man.
So we get our feet up on it so we can think. But this energy in this room, it's because of you two too. Because I know for a fact that we have to have warriors in this fight.
Yes, sir.
Look, it cannot happen. Young folks, I need you. Because if you remember, anything significant that happened in the 60s and 70s came from young folk.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't come from these 70, 80-year-old folk. Yeah, they provided wisdom. But a lot of times they became our gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Young folks, don't fall for that. If you come to me, all I want to tell you is, if I got the resources, I'm going to set up some parameters so you get the resources, but I need you to do your thing because I need you to be smarter than me in this room. Because this is your room. All I'm doing is planting trees, small seedlings, that hopefully, if we do it the right way, it would be shade for you. And we have to keep that mentality of planting these seeds where we go. But no, the energy is real. And if you're watching, these are 3 black men that are trying to send a message to our community.
Come on.
That we need each other.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man, that, you know what?
You got a collection plate?
Hey, matter of fact, look, man. Hey, look.
I'm trying to.
I'm
Man.
gonna be like Quay. I'm gonna step out on the limb and say this, man. So just
Do your
real
thing,
quick,
bro.
folks. I mean, you know, when we started doing this podcast thing, man, I'll be honest with you, me and Quay didn't know what we was doing. We were just 2 guys adamant about the community. Y'all know how I love to mentor and talk to young men, and help and the ladies too. You know, that goes without saying. And so when we started this podcast thing, man, the biggest goal was to make an impact. I never knew that it was gonna come to this, man. But what I'm going to step out on a limb and say, I'll be honest, you know, hey, well-rounded guy. But man, if y'all ever just want to sow a seed, y'all enjoy what we doing, y'all want to help us continue to give back to the community, Cash App on the screen, man.
Oh yeah.
Cash App on the screen, man. You know, we continually strive. We got some more shows coming, some things coming up for the community. Man, it's a lot of things that me and Quay never talked about, man. Got a picture of a young lady and young man now that you know, we've sponsored, and there different type of events we've done. Man, if y'all just want to be a part of, we've kept it anonymous for the reason of we're doing it for the right reason. Mm-hmm. But the way that you have elaborated on it is that, you know, it needs to get out there because we need to bring in the community.
That's right.
Because we was in our way, and I hate, you know, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, Quay, but we was kind of being selfish because all we doing is thinking about ourselves. When the reality is, it could
talk
be
that
avenue.
real, man. Talk that real.
It could have been an avenue for somebody else that wanted to bless it, man. But yeah, man, we're here to make a difference. I love the direction that we're going now, and I love the energy and the mantra, the motivation. Like, I'm supposed to be the motivation speaker. I'm ready to run through this wall right now, man. I'm telling you. Man, you dropped some nuggets on us today, man. Everybody in that, and this is like, I don't know, we've been doing this for a year. Everybody said the same thing. This got to be like the greatest episode, man.
Yeah, man. Brother, so much love.
I'm at your disposal.
Oh, man. Hey, appreciate
it. You got to come back.
Yeah.
Hey, because, you know, the message got to get out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you guys have to be the messengers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate that, bro.
Man, we definitely appreciate that, man. So, look, one time before we get out, one time for Mr. Cheikh Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Mississippi House representative, man. You got to hit that dog bar one more time. Get up.
There you go.
Hey, Milton, I bet you heard that. I bet you heard that, Milton.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, man, shout out to your boy Quavo, man. Y'all show your boy Quavo. When I say he led this interview to the T, that boy is the truth, boy. That boy bad. That boy bad, man.
Shannon Sharp in trouble, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Shannon in trouble.
Skill.
Skill.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, look here, man. All of y'all is watching right now live, bro. Everybody that's coming in later is going to be watching this later. Everybody's going to be tuning in to this on Apple and Spotify podcast, on YouTube. Look, we thank y'all for tuning in to the Unbreakable Glass podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube. Get on our page, man. Help us get on out there, man. With that being said, look, this has been an absolutely wonderful episode. Look forward to seeing you all here. Same place, same time. Peace up, A-Town down. We out this day.